From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The longest government shutdown in U.S. history ended with the signature. How Montanans could still feel impacts from the airport to the farmland.
It is something that we're going to keep pursuing. We want to get this collected as soon as possible.
Still delinquent. How the Rimrock Mall is still behind on last year's taxes, while a new coffee company starts planning to move in.
You don't really stop with safety. You're trying to always be on the front end of it.
Plus, keeping employees safe on the job. What a Lockwood transportation business is doing differently than the rest as workplace accidents in the state reach an all-time high. Those stories and much more coming up in the next hour. Good morning and welcome back to Montana This Morning on this Thursday. I'm Charlie Klepps in for Haley Monaco, here with Miller Robson.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Almost said your name wrong, gosh.
That's all right.
It's early for me.
Hey, my father-in-law says, hey, you, so don't worry about it. Whatever you call me, I answer to it.
It's World Kindness Day.
It is World Kindness Today.
Somebody tell your father-in-law to get your name right, kindly.
and co-anchors, too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
you know, you had mentioned earlier on in the show, we've had just a great light show out there with the Northern Lights. It wasn't as active as it was the night before, but last night we still got some great shots coming in. This is from my friend Michelle down in Columbus. A great shot there, Michelle. Thank you so much for sending that in.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
They look fake.
I know. I mean, and I got to tell you, and if you still go to our Facebook page, I've got some more photos up there, but check out the ones that were from yesterday. Like you said, it almost looked like what an AI generated.
Yeah,
some of they
or
were
like a screensaver.
So amazing.
Yeah.
But it was all real. And so Michelle, thank you so much for sending that in, and you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember, if you've got one of those, you can, any kind of photo, just send it to us via the Q2 Storm Tracker weather app, or if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, and it's not a large file, you can email us weather@ktvq.com. Right now, pretty quiet start out there this morning here in Billings. A beautiful day on the way, maybe a record breaker. Yesterday's high of 65, our low of 34, both of those above average. Windy day yesterday, still going to see breezy conditions the next few days. Western foothills, though, we do have some stronger winds coming into play. Been a dry month, but still ahead for the air. Pretty quiet out there. There is some moisture off to our west that may make its way in by tomorrow. But right now, just seeing those clear skies with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. We've got 44 right now here in Billings. On our way to mid to upper 60s today. Some areas near 70. Today and tomorrow could see some record temperatures. More on that, more about those winds, and a couple shots of cooler air coming in. What does that mean for us? Details with the main forecast coming up.
Awesome. Thanks, Miller.
All right, Chuck.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Got your name right that time.
Thank you, buddy.
After 43 days, the federal government is finally open for business. Last night, President Donald Trump signed a bill to end the shutdown just a couple of hours after it was passed by the House. While relief is on the way for hundreds of thousands of government workers who either worked or were furloughed without pay, it could take some time for air travel to get back to normal. Jared Hill has the latest.
With the stroke of the president's pen, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history has ended.
It's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again.
President Trump pointed blame at congressional Democrats, though CBS News polling shows Americans put the onus on both parties.
Democrats in Congress shut down the government of the United States in an attempt to extort American taxpayers for hundreds of billions of dollars.
Hours earlier, the House passed the bill to fund the government through January 30th, give federal workers back pay, and reverse shutdown-related layoffs. The measure also included 3 year-long spending bills to fund multiple programs, including SNAP. 6 Democrats crossed party lines to vote yes. 2 Republicans voted no.
All this was utterly pointless and foolish.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't committed to a vote to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies, the Democratic sticking point. House Democrats say they'll keep fighting.
We believe as Democrats that health care has to be a right, and a right that's affordable and available to every single American in the United States.
With the shutdown ended, federal workers could start getting back pay within days, but it could still take some time for full food aid to be restored for 42 million Americans receiving SNAP benefits. Meanwhile, at the nation's airports, flight disruptions are expected to extend into the weekend. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The White House's Council of Economic Advisors estimates that the shutdown costs the U.S. economy around $15 billion per week. In our next half hour, we will check in live with our Joe St. George on the latest developments from the House floor and from the desk of President Trump, looking into when we can start feeling the government reopen. A Billings woman accused of killing an individual on the Crow Indian Reservation pled not guilty in court yesterday. 26-year-old Damika Rose American Horse is charged with second-degree murder for a crime that took place in late November of last year. She is accused of killing a man near Pryor, and she faces life in prison, and no other details have been released. Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder announced this week he will not run for a fifth term. In a social media post, he says it has been an honor and a privilege serving the citizens of Yellowstone County for 40 years, but he's decided not to file for re-election. Linder has been the sheriff for 16 years, and his current term ends December of 2026. Well, this morning, get a load of this, coffee fans. A popular new coffee chain appears to be on its way to Billings. Dutch Brothers could soon pop up along Rimrock Mall, complete with an outdoor patio and a dual-lane drive-thru. But their big move comes at a time when the mall itself continues to struggle, owing more than $500,000 to Yellowstone County. Our Vanessa Willardson reports.
The Rimrock Mall has still not paid over $500,000 in back taxes.
We reached out, and we did eventually get a response. It wasn't right away, but they are aware of it.
Yellowstone County Treasurer Hank Peters has been in communication with Cohen Retail Investment Group, which owns Rimrock Mall.
They thanked us for the information and said that they would reach out again when they were ready to pay it. So since then, we have not heard from them.
While the mall owes just shy of $600,000 right now, according to Peters here at the Yellowstone County Courthouse, that number could rise to over $1 million by the end of the year.
Their 2025 taxes have been billed. The first half isn't due till November 30th. But if those go delinquent, they would be over $1 million.
And what's raising eyebrows, the group who owns Rimrock Mall owns several malls across the country, and they're behind on taxes for 17 of those other properties, owing a little over $8.7 million in property taxes nationwide.
It can place a huge burden, especially if it's on a taxing jurisdiction that is smaller.
Even though the taxes have not been paid, business is still coming to the mall. According to the City of Billings Planning Department, developers have talked about bringing a Dutch Bros coffee stand to go in front of the mall.
Down the line, it could affect the business if somebody gets the tax lien and it isn't paid off in time, and ownership of the mall changes as a result.
And Dunham Sports has had no problem with it as well. They just opened at the mall in September. In Billings, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.
A Lockwood-based transportation company is being recognized for promoting workplace safety. Montana is among the highest in the nation when it comes to workplace accidents. Recently, the Montana State Fund gave back more than $4 million that Yellowstone County companies had paid toward workplace accident insurance. That includes Weave, which received $101,000 in dividend for maintaining low accident rates and keeping insurance costs down. Safety Director Sam Buchanan says he maintains high expectations for all employees, particularly when it comes to workplace safety protocols.
Focus there is to try to make sure that everybody understands the expectations that we have, at least from a safety perspective. You know, we're almost in a continual improvement environment. You don't really stop with safety.
Montana State Fund officials say cultural factors may contribute to the overall statistic. In our next half hour, our Hannah Pettiferi checks in with Weave and shows us how the workplace culture there is working to keep employees safe. A heartwarming update this morning. Some of the 42 dogs rescued from a shepherd home in September are back where they belong. Investigators say many of the dogs, 37 Newfoundlands and 5 Australian shepherds, were found starving, trapped in filthy cages without water. Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder says some were microchipped, making it possible to reunite them with their owners. 2 sisters, Katie Milliken and Rebecca Collins, now face 14 counts, including aggravated animal cruelty, accused of breeding the dogs in those conditions. The Billings area is seeing a cascade of homeless pets, and many in the community don't know where to turn since the Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter moved out of its old location in September. Help for Homeless Pets says it's overwhelmed. Boxes of animals being left at their door, and every kennel is full. The shelter took their concerns to Yellowstone County commissioners, citing a surge in animals and a spike in rent. Commissioners have now approved a $12,000 stopgap to help keep the operation afloat, at least for now.
So when they first came and talked to us, their rent basically went up $1,000 a month starting at the beginning of the year. So this will at least keep them even going forward. We're hoping that they have a great long-term goal and long-term plan to make sure that they're stable going forward.
Help for Homeless Pets says they're interested in moving into the recently vacated YVAS building. City Administrator Chris Kukulski says he's open to the idea, but wants to make sure the space is cleared for use first. When Madison County law enforcement called for help to save 50 alpacas, a Houston couple answered. On this morning's Montana Ag Report, MTN's Caroline Weiss brings us the story of the alpacas from Pronking Pastures.
A Houston animal sanctuary is looking for a hand with the hay after rescuing 50 alpacas from a neglect situation. Hey, you. Oh my God. Madison County law enforcement removed more than 100 alpacas from rough conditions, finding homes for some and contacting rescues.
That's a lot to take on at one time.
Pronking Pastures founder Kim Williams and her husband Travis know that very well. They've been rescuing all sorts of animals for years, already caring for about 60 when Madison County called.
When I got the phone call, I panicked at first and I looked at my husband and I said, oh my gosh, we got to start finding resources and trying to figure out what to do. And he laughed at me and he said, this is what we do.
Well, it was daunting. Trailers soon brought 50 alpacas and 1 llama out to Houston.
There was no other option. It was that or euthanasia.
The alpacas were in bad shape.
A lot of infections, a lot of them are thin, really emaciated.
Many need round-the-clock care and emergency vet calls.
Everyone that's willing to fight for their health here, we're willing to do it for them.
And some were too far gone.
We have lost some. It's just been heart-wrenching because, you know, we're not in this line of work for the loss, and we get into it for all the happy ending stories, the adoptions.
But Williams says it's worth it when the alpacas make it, despite the odds.
Thomas, one of the alpacas who I thought for sure had passed and rebounded and is now able to walk and stand. And I mean, it's just moments like that are ones that I'm going to hold on to during moments of, alpacas that we've lost. Thomas is moving. I love that for you, Thomas.
The rescue is looking for help, making more of these moments.
Donations of hay, paneling so we can section off smaller areas so we can do treatment. We appreciate people stopping by too and meet the alpacas and see exactly who you're donating to. These are great animals. I love to share them with others.
Williams hopes to eventually find new homes for all the alpacas. In the meantime, they're eating up, showing their personalities, and some are even starting to run.
When law enforcement dropped them off, it was really exciting because they hadn't seen them run before. Pronking is the happy run of an alpaca. It's a really funny, springy run when you're just happy, free of any fears or worries, and that's what we want to see for everybody that comes here.
In Houston, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.